So here's another example of a polynomial long division. And now we're dividing by a trinomial. And we can do that. And so it's important that you know how to do that. It's about the same thing. It's not much different. So let's write down our dividend. And we got 4x to the fourth minus 2x cubed. And I need an x squared. Remember, it has to be descending powers. We don't have an x squared, so I'll just put a plus 0x squared. Minus 3x minus 9. So we need to have that placeholder there. And then we just do the same thing. We always just check the first term. So what do I have to multiply 2x squared by in order to make it look exactly like 4x to the fourth? I'm going to multiply by just 2x squared. I'll multiply. And this is going to be 4x to the fourth, which is what I want. And this is going to be negative 2x to the third, which is interesting. And then negative 6x squared. Okay. And we'll change the signs. So this becomes negative, positive, and positive. And when I add these, not only do the x fourth terms become 0, the x cubed terms become 0. So all I have left now is just plus 6x squared. And I'll bring down my negative 3x. Okay? And 2x, match these up. I have to multiply this by, it looks just like, by 3. So if I multiply this by 3, I get 6x squared. And then 3 times 3 is negative, or 3 times 1 is negative. Positive times a negative is a negative. 3 times 1 is 3x. And then if I multiply 3 times negative 3, I have negative 9. So I guess I can also bring down that negative 9 now, because I need it over here. Oops. Sorry, I usually do that in green, excuse me. Multiply that out. And then I'll change the signs. So this becomes negative, positive, positive. And when I add these, I get 0. I get a 0 remainder. So that was nice. It worked out. It looks like it was going to be longer, but actually it worked out nice. Now remember, if we don't have any remainder, we know that our polynomial, actually, these are factors of the polynomial because there's no remainder, because remember from our division algorithm, the dividend divided by the divisor is the quotient plus the remainder, but if there's no remainder, if I multiply both sides by the divisor, the dividend equals the quotient times the divisor. So we could say the dividend, which is this, I'll write it down over here, 4x to the fourth minus 2x to the third minus 3x minus 9, that's my dividend, equals the quotient, which is the 2x squared plus 3 times the divisor, which is 2x squared minus x minus 3. So these are actually factors. So that's kind of nifty. Who would have thought? If we multiply 2x squared plus 3 times 2x squared minus x minus 3, we get that, believe it or not. So that's an interesting example.